shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. On first down, Vance. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Wilson to throw. Steps away to his left. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 22 yards there, a first down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
Offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Russell Wilson. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here we go. 180. My 54. Hey, alert!
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. The 30. 10. Touchdown, 49ers. Dante Pettis, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. So they connected on a short pass on 3rd and 1 to pick up the first, opting not to run it. Well, there was a lot of run after the catch all the way into the end zone.
On these short yardage plays, you often get man coverage in the secondary. Not every time, but oftentimes you do. So if you decide to go ahead and throw the ball, once they get away, especially on one like this, short pass, but now he just takes off and goes. How much rack did he end up with at the end of that one? Run after catch all the way into the end zone.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let's go,
Wilson now to throw again. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Check nickel.
Now it's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf, 81 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
21. Here we go.
Garoppolo now. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 27 yards there, a first down.
Here we go.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Garoppolo already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. For Marshall, that's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go.
What's tight? Tight end. What's tight? Tight end's right. 4 down.
They'll run on first down. It's Coleman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
One, Omaha.
56 to Mike.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Trey Flowers that time who got a hand in and broke it up. Last year's NFL leader in field goal percentage, Robbie Gould, on for the Niners field goal. This will be a 37-yard attempt. CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
Go! Let's go!
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle It'll come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Coming to you.
They'll toss it out to Carson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Blue down. Check.
They'll toss it to Coleman. And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Now Garoppolo. Over the middle to Kittle. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Kittle last year, what a season. 1,377 receiving yards, an NFL record for tight ends en route to his first Pro Bowl. Not bad for the former 5th-round pick. I remember that game, December, against Denver. He had that monster first half, 210 yards. Did not have a single catch in the second half, but still those 210 yards were just 4 yards shy of Shannon Sharp's single-game record for a tight end. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. To throw is Garoppolo. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Here we go. 180!
Go.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Wait, 80! You better bring it. You better bring it.
Now on 2nd and 16. Garoppolo complete to the tight end Kittle over the middle of the field. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! You.
On 1st down, Coleman. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Goodwin. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
All right, D, let's go. All right, D. Kill.
On 2nd down now, it's Coleman, and they'll get him down right around the 16. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Now Garoppolo and the Niners will come up and go for 2. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that is caught for the 2 points. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now Wilson, going to throw again. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Hey, 0-0-0.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. On 1st down, Wilson. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Wilson now 6 of 10 in this 1st half. He's got his guys a 1st down here. To throw again is Wilson. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
This is caught, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. These 2 teams in this 1st half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. There's Garoppolo to throw. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. The Niners on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Goodwin able to hold it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Garoppolo now, first down throw. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this is caught. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Gold is able to put it through. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Coleman has it here right side. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Garoppolo taking a shot here for Marshall, and that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
They run the counter. Vance. The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Verrett, on the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. From the gun, it's Wilson. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 37. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
First down, Seahawks.
Wilson now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. First and 10. Here's Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll try to run with Carson. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Garoppolo looks to throw. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's third down.
And 10 yards to go.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Let's go. 65.
Mike's 50. Here we go.
I got you.
Here we go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Garoppolo now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 42 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal.
Let's get this, get this.
On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down. Garoppolo, quarterback sneak, and across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 16 on the season, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now a give, right side. Carson, he finds an opening past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
At the 49ers' 48-yard line.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the fourth. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
49ers 30. Michael Dixon set to kickoff.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
54. Switch up, switch up.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49. 23 yards on the play. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Now Garoppolo. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Goodwin. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run on 1st down. Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, orbit.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
21.
Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike 50.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, A field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Wilson forced out to his left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo as they have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run it now out of the gun. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Wilson in the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. D Ford in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This will be fielded at the 17. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
21. 12. Hey, Delta.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Boy, the run on 1st down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run.
Switch. 12, fellas, here we go.
Whip. Watch the whip.
They will run again with Coleman. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good gain, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go. Black 80! Target!
Back to throw, Garoppolo. He wants it all for the end zone. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Exit.
Now Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing now is Wilson. Completes it to Dixon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Play action. Now Wilson. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. The end result, 21 yards.
Got it.
1st down.
You better bring it. Check.
Here's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep down. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Give them 32 on the play. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Flushed out right. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
On 1st down, it's Coleman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
Hey, keep it up.
Down to a knee goes Garoppolo, and that ought to do it.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down. Tonight's final
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for San Francisco, it's a rare bright spot in what's been a tough season as they move to 2-7 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll get a late bye next week.